Peace in, love out, double heart taps. How you feeling, everyone? So I thought it would be beneficial to do a morning practice and answer some frequently asked questions that I get. First of all, hello to everyone. Here are some of the questions that I get on a regular basis, and I just thought it would be beneficial to share them with you and also to do a brief practice, since this is about the time that I would normally do my practice. It's about 6:45 in the morning here in Los Angeles, and I don't know what time it is where you are in the world, but I'm glad that you have decided to join. So one of the questions that I get is to describe meditation. What is meditation? Some version of that question, and it is a worthwhile and beneficial question. The early text provides some of the earliest descriptions of meditation, and we can see that in some of the Vedic texts, which describe it as bhavna, or a cultivation, a mental training, a mental development, so that one, your mind can abide peacefully, that it could yield a peaceful result, and two, that it was this quality of expansiveness, of luminousness. Hello, everyone. Thanks for stopping by. And so that is really one of the things to consider, is that one, it was a set of practices that yielded a result. So a result of peace or a luminous mind, expanded mind, that was the intended result. That was the set of practices for it. The second thing to consider is that there are many forms of meditations. There are many styles of meditations. There are many types of meditations. You may know of mantra. You may know of Zen. You may know of guided imagery, transcendental meditation. There are so many different forms of meditation, and that brings up a question that I get frequently too, and that is the question of which style of meditation is most beneficial or most preferential. And many people instantly turn to the results of studies that this particular form of meditation has been studied in a way, and it yielded a certain amount of results. The general suggestion or guidance that I offer is that you should try at least 10 styles of meditation before you are able to say this is the best one. Even if the one that you try is great or phenomenal, try at least 10 different ones, sample, see what works, see the positive and what resonates with you as true and what necessarily doesn't. You can do it. So I really encourage you to go out there and explore many different styles of meditation. See what really resonates as true for you. The next thing is, what is mindfulness? Because I often talk about mindfulness. And so if you think of meditation as that cultivation, those sets of mental trainings or development, that bhavna, then what arises out of it is mindfulness, is this quality of presence and awareness. This is that quality of this kind of gentleness and ease that comes from our practice. And so if the goal of meditation is to cultivate an expansive, luminous, peaceful mind, then that quality of mindfulness is one of those things that emerges from it. And so that's how we can describe it there. And so when you're going into your practice, I often get, I'm having trouble initiating my practice, right? My daily practice. If you have difficulty with your daily meditation, one thing I suggest is to begin a sequence. I usually start mine with tea. I have tea before I begin my meditation practice. I have a bowl that's set aside specifically for practice. And this is one sign that it is time to, in the videos I do daily, I usually put on a scarf that is another sign, right? It's a visual adornment, right? Sometimes you have to think about adorning yourself. When it's cold in here, I have a blanket, and so I'll meditate with the blanket. Sometimes I'll wrap it around me if it's really cold, you know. So you have to decide what works best for you, but really consider some of these options for how you practice. Sometimes I start with music. Other times I have candles, flameless candles. They're all different options. Anything to help support you in your practice, creating this sequence that eases you into, that guides you into your practice is worthwhile. Okay. And one last question before we get started with our practice, our meditation, is that I get so easily distracted, right? I get distracted by what's going on. My environment isn't necessarily peaceful. It's not calming in here. And the invitation is your environment doesn't have to be peaceful or serene. There are sirens going on out the window from me. I hear them. I don't know if you can. There's all sorts of distractions, cars, motorcycles, noise outside. You don't have to make it go away. You don't have to make it peaceful. The invitation of your practice is to invite your attention back, right? Your attention shifts towards the distraction. It shifts towards the noise. When you notice it does, you can invite it back. That's the invitation of our practice. This gentle inviting it back over and over and over again. So with that, let's begin our meditation. And so oftentimes you'll hear me say, coming into an upright and comfortable seated position. What I mean is that you're going to be upright and alert. So your back should be erect. It should be tall, right? With this sense of almost as if your head is being held up by a string, right? Long and tall. You don't need to be against the backrest. You can bring yourself away from it. So pushing yourself towards the edge of your chair or your couch. Your hands can rest gently against your legs, but often I suggest this universal mudra, which is used in Zen. It's a way for you to remain present, right? When you know that your form has broken, that's one more reminder. Oh, I can bring it back, right? There's another way you can keep your attention. So I often suggest using that. So you're sitting upright, you're sitting tall, you're sitting with this quality of nobility because you're not necessarily meditating out of pity for your life, right? It's not that you're feeling like, oh, I'm worthless, oh, I'm not good. But no, you're meditating with this sense of dignity, with this sense of honor for your life, this reverence for your life that, I get to bear witness to my inner experiences, things that I often overlook, things that I don't necessarily pay attention to. So this is the beauty of this practice, right? That we get to really truly see ourselves in greater depth. So upright and comfortable seated position, right? And then you can close your eyes if it's safe and comfortable to do so. For some of you, you're not in an environment where it's safe and comfortable. For some of you, you don't necessarily want to close your eyes. And so you can gently direct your gaze lower, or you can close your eyes halfway, right? Half open, half closed. That's another suggestion that we have for you as well, right? So you have to see what works for you. How's it dynamic? All right. I see a question with meditation, will my anxiety heal? There's actually some research that indicates that moderate to low levels of anxiety, meditation can be beneficial. With severe cases of anxiety, the results don't necessarily show that meditation alone is beneficial. And so there are treatments that combine a clinical application with mindfulness for specific anxiety interventions or treatments. And so I suggest that you look that up. There's cognitive behavioral therapy that's paired with mindfulness. And I invite you to reach out to a practitioner, to a clinician, to a licensed clinician who can help you address that specific need. Once again, I teach or I share mindfulness and meditation in a non-clinical format. This is simply here as a practice of meditation and not necessarily a clinical application. So I just wanted to offer that where you are on your journey, you have to, honor it and reach for appropriate resources as necessary. And so that's wise, that's skillful. I'm not here to make any large claims. Listen, every day you have to get up and you have to tend to your interior life in ways that are wise and worthwhile and beneficial. So let me see. I see one more. If you forgive everything and everyone with the intention, will there be dramatic change in your situation? Forgiveness is a quality that is offered in meditation and through meditation, that it is beneficial to not necessarily harbor ill will towards others, right? That what you hold on to in life also holds on to you, right? It creates this bond. And the invitation of meditation is always towards this quality of spaciousness, towards openness. And so if you forgive, you may find that you are not necessarily so focused on what harm was done. And so you may find benefit in that. I know that in my life, I've held grudges, I've held some resentment, I've held some, anger towards individuals. And I know that when I focus on that anger, when I focus on that ill will, if I focus on thoughts of vengeance, it's not worthwhile for me. I know that I find myself feeling like I am trapped. I find myself feeling like I am in a constricted place. And so forgiveness is a regular part of my life and my practice. And I would encourage you to explore it in your practice as well and in your life. So that's my encouragement for you. And let me know how that exploration goes. All right. So let's practice. So coming into an upright and comfortable position, right? You can close your eyes if it's safe and comfortable to do so. I invite you to take a deep breath in and out as you settle into your practice. Allowing your attention to come to rest on your breath. Perhaps you notice it within your nostrils, toward the sensation of air flowing in and out. Cool air flowing in, warm air flowing out. Perhaps you notice a quality of vibration. Maybe you notice your breath more prominently within your chest, with this sense of expansion and contraction, or rising and subsiding of air there. And some may notice it more prominently within your belly, with this sense of your belly rising and falling, rising and falling. Wherever you notice your breath most prominently will be where I invite you to anchor your practice, to anchor your attention. Allow it to settle there. With your attention on your breath, you can open it up towards the sounds that you hear within the room, your environment. Some of the sounds you notice may sound pleasant. others unpleasant. But you don't have to make the unpleasant sounds go away. And you don't have to make the pleasant sounds stay. The invitation of our practice is to learn to be with them all, moment by moment, breath by breath. Perhaps in just this brief period of time, you've already noticed that your attention has shifted away from your breath, maybe to planning for the future, something that you have to get done today, remembering the past. If your attention has shifted, that's okay. We can invite our attention back to this breath, back to this moment. Sometimes we feel that there's a sense of boredom that comes over. Or maybe you're noticing that your practice is not necessarily calming or peaceful, and that's okay as well. We're paying attention to relatively granular aspects of our experience. Simply slowing down and paying attention in a gentle way, in a peaceful way, in a kind way. Breathing in and breathing out. There's so much to notice right here in this moment. There's so much to be with. I want to encourage you that there is value in this practice, in slowing down and tending to your life. You don't necessarily have to make it all better right now. You don't have to fix yourself or solve or resolve everything. Being attentive to what's taking place is enough. For our practice. this space. Hold it with a quality of ease. Hold it with a quality of gentleness. Bear witness to what is taking place. Allowing your attention to expand even more. As we begin our practice of metta, or loving kindness, I invite you to allow someone who typically brings you joy to come to mind. Perhaps it can be a pet, a clerk at the store, your postal person who delivers your mail, someone who brings you joy when you notice them, when you're around them. Take a moment to notice what it feels like to think about this person. I invite you to silently wish this person well as I offer some intentions aloud for them. May you be happy. May you be well. May you be safe. Noticing what it feels like to wish someone well, to hope for the best for them, to set an intention for them. What does it feel like to extend benevolence or goodwill? Next, I invite you to allow someone who's on this live to come to mind, this IG story right now. It doesn't matter who you select. Maybe you saw their name earlier. Just allow them to come to mind. And I invite you to silently wish this person well as I offer some wishes aloud, intentions aloud for them. May you be happy. May you be free. May you be protected. May you be whole. May you be knowledgeable. May you extend kindness. noticing what it feels like that someone was thinking about you and was hoping for the best for you. What's that like? To just know that someone could find a sense of kindness within you. I invite you to carry that over as you bring yourself to mind. Sometimes this can cause a sense of aversion or unease, but I encourage you to continue. I invite you to silently wish yourself well as I offer some wishes aloud. May you be happy. May you be a refuge of peace. May you be endowed with courage. May you be a vessel of justice. May you be a champion of ecology. May you be a creative force. May you extend benevolence. May you choose wise speech. May your house be honorable. May you have dignity. May you demonstrate strength. And may gentleness and ease take root within your heart. May you forgive this day. May you release burdens. What does it feel like to tend to yourself in this way? To meet yourself in this kind way, in this loving way, in this compassionate way? In just a moment, we will conclude our meditation. But the invitation is, what will you carry forward with you? What will you take from this meditation? Back into your house, back into your workplace, back into your marketplace, the restaurants. Will you take this quality of ease? Will you see value in slowing down? Will you listen to your interior life? Will you prioritize the cultivation of your values? It is the poet Tagore who reminds us that the clouds no longer come to serve as symbols of the storm, but as rather accents to the sky. Your experiences in your life don't have to define you They're simply accents of your life. Well practiced, everyone. What a privilege it was to be able to meditate with you, and to hold this space with you, and to tend it so well. If you have an opportunity to hydrate, it's a perfect time. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that, Chris. I'm not sure if I pronounced it right. Thank you for practicing with me, Yin, Yang, and Kamalur. Thank you. And Tina K, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, everybody, for your practice today. Many deep bows of gratitude to you all. May your day be filled with blessings upon blessings, and may you be strong today and resolute. All right, and so I will see you next time with gratitude.